What is up, For Honor brothers and sisters? So what we thinking about the hero? I know some of y'all can't stand that 7-4 strike move, aka Benkei's Vengeance. But I don't think it's that bad. There are worse things that bother me about Sohei than that, and some are player driven. I wouldn't call Sohei a weak hero, and he's definitely not OP, but to be a heavy and not hit hard feels a little underwhelming. His range on his heavies when you try and peel to help a teammate feels a little lackluster as well. Sohei's biggest fear is a threat that is meant to pay off for the player, and that threat is his 7-4 strike move, aka Benkei's Vengeance. I'm gonna make that happen, y'all. My question to you is, does threat sell? Are you into this? Now listen, this isn't going to be a video about all the negative things with Sohei, but we need to talk about them, both positive and negative. Before I dive into this, I want to say thank you for those that responded to the community post. I did my first small giveaway, which was 2 codes on both PlayStation and Xbox. It was my first time doing that, but I was happy I was able to get the new hero into 4 new players' hands on day 1 of the hero release. So Nava, if you're watching this, I enjoyed those release day matches, brother. You probably didn't even notice I was in the match with you, but they were a lot of fun. All right, so now let's get into this. I almost have 2 reps in this hero. I'm gaining a better feel for him, and I wanted to state a few of my thoughts. So let's start with the positives. I like the idea of a resource system, aka minigame, that helps him reach that 7-4 strike, Benkei's Vengeance. That's needed because you pretty much get one shot if you get hit by this. It won't get easier to unlock this the more players understand it. But no, GBs are your friend. The move feels rewarding to pull off, and I'm not even mad you don't execute with it because it looks like an execution itself anyway. I really like that we get to use all the weapons he has, and they're not just for show. Maybe not how we would like, but I'm happy to take what we got. I'm not disappointed. I thought the way they used his zone and made it central to Sohei's overall attack was great. It's different than other heroes and is a primary focus on his kit due to the versatility of it. It's very Asalado-like, but it provides more use of his primary weapon, the Yari, and even allows you to execute with it, which was necessary. Being able to initiate light or heavy soul stances off of zone and soft feint the zone all make this zone a tremendous tool to use. Make sure you're using that dang freaking zone. Sohei's enhanced side and forward dodge lights and heavies are must needs for him on his quest to capture souls. His feats complement him nicely, even allowing players to reap a reward of an attack buff with his tier 3 if they have all the soul capture. At least that is something you are getting, actively or passively, however you look at it, even if you don't get an opportunity to erase someone from the map with Benkei's Vengeance. The last thing I want to mention as a positive, other than I like that Yachty, is I'm a fan of the shout out to Benkei once he unlocks his 7-4 strike move. You guys notice that? Now those are all the things that I like about what they did with him. I don't have problems with his speed, although it seems whatever speed Highlander used to have, they gave it to Sohei, because my man is molasses slow. If y'all don't know what molasses is, and you like sweets, try it on some biscuits, y'all. It's so good, especially some cheese biscuits. But anyways, no problems with the speed. The representation of the hero is great, since we all know he was Benkei inspired, and I like the way he moves around the map. It makes sense with him carrying all those dang weapons on his back, and you can see the weapons on the back moving around. I thought that was solid. So what's not good with this hero? First, a couple of slight additions I would like to see him get. You're like, additions? Really? Yes, additions. I feel like being a tank heavy, his opener heavy should have an uninterruptible stance at some point. It could start at 300 MS, I don't care, but as a thick tank and heavy, I think it should be there at some point. Here's a part of the reason why. It's on brand with the type of hero he is. I don't think it makes him any stronger than he is, especially in 1v1s, but it provides a very helpful counter in team fights. There have been plenty of times when if I did have hyper armor on the initial heavy, it would have helped me against players that peel against you in team fights, interrupting your attack. Sohei is a slow tank, and a tank heavy, as he appears, should have that. As I would like to see him recover a little bit of stamina after performing that 7-4 strike move. Doesn't have to be all, but some. Just a little bit. Now, a couple of player-based issues, just getting into the issues here. As much as I like using the different weapons to get souls, I do feel it's coming at a cost. I've seen so many players focus on getting their souls more so than winning a fight. I'm hoping this is because everyone is probably excited about the hero, and as time goes on, these actions will probably drop off. So I'll chalk this one up to excitement and a learning curve more than anything. But when you are feeding revenge, trying to get your souls versus doing the right thing, come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. What we doing here? A couple more things about getting these souls. Shaman players, you know how you feel when your pounce gets interrupted? That's exactly what is happening with Sohei. Too many times. It's crazy because I'll GB a player and teammates will knowingly interrupt like they don't care I'm capturing souls over here. Let me get my souls, then you can go to work. It only takes about 3 seconds. Now, something that I think the devs need to fix on Sohei has to do with his 7-4 strike move itself, Benkei's Vengeance. Working that hard at times to get souls just to be interrupted by teammates and then losing the ability sucks. I don't think you should lose the ability that it may have taken you half the match to get if you don't even execute it. I was curious if this was a bug and I did report it. You probably noticed one thing I didn't bring up, and that was the 95 damage of Benkei's Vengeance. That's because playing through so many matches, I don't see it as big of an issue. I really don't think it's that big of an issue. And it's going to become less of an issue when people tire of the hero and they begin to go back to a rotation of their heroes or their mains after unlocking the things that they want for the Sohei. The problem isn't the move itself, because it's not that easy to get to, and you might perform it, 3 times during a match if you're fortunate? Now, what's the max amount of times any of y'all have performed the move? Maybe 5, max 5? Let me know. The problem right now is the number of Sohei on the map at one time. As we all know, that will die down over time, and the damage talk should become less of an issue. Think about this, y'all. If there was one Sohei on the map, and you have to 1v1 them all map, would you be concerned? I don't think a lot of you would, and that should tell you something about the hero itself, and how those damage numbers isn't as much of a problem as you think. So it's your turn. Let me know what y'all think about the hero. Is he what you wanted or less than, and why? Because I tell you, I know y'all are creative, opinionated, and make good points. Let it be heard here. This is a safe place. This is a safe place for your opinions. I want to hear them. Also, let's hope they get that Ocelotto bug figured out soon so he can stop haunting people. That's part of the issues with the patches and updates. Something's gonna break unexpectedly. Unfortunately, this time it was Ocelotto. Thanks for tuning into this video. There are so many videos out there and you took the time to stop by the channel today. I will always be appreciative of that. Until next time, peace.
That is how it is done, you see!